On. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and under duress, that's why this. Oh, it's so good. I'm making my mother's pie crust mix. You know how you just hate to roll out one pie or double crust all at once? This gives you a little bit for doing several pie crusts, and it lasts not indefinitely, it lasts a long time in a plastic bag or a plastic container in the refrigerator. So here's what it is. It's 6 cups of flour. So I've already done 4. I usually do it with gold medal flour. I'm not doing this with gold medal flour because they didn't have any at Wegmans. So here's number 5 and number 6. This is the worst part, not the flour, the part to get the mix together, but you only have to do it once. 6 cups of flour, and then I'm going to need 2 cups plus 6 tablespoons of Crisco. 1 cup, 2 cups, and I have to cut off 6 tablespoons. So here we go with this. If I can get it out of the container. If I had a helper, it would have helped. Okay. Each one of these is 1. This beats them getting it out of a can and doing it that way. So this is a lot easier this way. 1 cup, and I kind of start cutting this up in little pieces with the knife real quick so it goes faster later on, because you don't want a big, it's bad enough to do the cutting it in. Here's 2 cups. Well, maybe this is 2 cups. Here we go with 2 cups. So it seems that this is what I do is Thanksgiving. And one time, Ruth Ann did it, and she shoved me in enough that I had to do a double recipe of this all at once. I could have shot her. Talk about a muscle. Okay, I have 2 cups. I'm only cutting through this to break it up a little bit. Now we need 6 tablespoons, and if you notice on the side of the if you get it out of here, if I can get it out of here, it's marked on the side of how many tablespoons, and I need 2 cups and 6 tablespoons. So look on the side, and it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's there short of a half cup. Okay, 6 tablespoons. And now to this, the last ingredient is a tablespoon of salt. I never made it with sea salt before, so let's see how that goes. Please be a tablespoon. Okay. Sorry, I left. We're having a tablespoon of salt, and add that in. Now, that's it. Now comes the hard part. So you can have another drink and go, make sure you have a pastry cutter. It really is ugly if you have to use 2 knives. And because I was down here not at home, I did that once. Could you hand me a dish rag, please? Helper. I need a dish rag. I don't like greasy hands. Okay, and so now it's just however you would do it, and you just keep at it until it gets smaller than the size of peas and starts whole together. I'm going to cut this off now and I'll come back because it's going to take me a while to do this. This isn't a 5-minute job. This takes a while. There, I'm back. My drink is empty because the duress continues. I went to get the handy wrap out, and this is what I found, and that's not going to hack, and the handy wrap is an important part. But back to the mix itself. Everything's done. It looks kind of like pea size, but it's not floury at all. It's all contained. So the directions are this. If you want one shell, it's about 1.5 cups of the mix plus 3 tablespoons of cold water, and mix it like you would do any pie shell. If you want to do a double shell, it's 2.5 cups plus 1/4 cup of cold water. Now sometimes if you have a really big pie pan, neither one of those directions are going to work. This is a 9-inch pie pan, so I'm going to do a hefty 1.5 cups. I'd rather have some left than to have it on the skimpy side. So now I'm going to take approximately 1.5 cups of the pie crust mix, and the rest of this can go in a plastic bag and it can go into into the refrigerator. Now I need approximately 1/4 cup of cold water. I don't know, so that's like 4 tablespoons. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to see how that's going to work with a fork. And you just get it and mix it with a fork until, oops, this is in the way, until you get it all, it holds together. It should come together, and if you added too much water, it's no problem. You can just throw a little bit more of this in, whatever you think. This isn't going to be that exact. If you've made any pie crust or you see what one looks like, then you know what to do. So I'm going to do that. And I got too much because I can feel it wet. So I'm going to take some more of that, and then it should hold together. And I really messed that up a lot. Okay, now I'm setting this over here because I don't want this to be in this, because get this out of the way. Now, the better part of this is when I roll out my pie, I use handy wrap, Glad wrap. I guess Glad wrap is my favorite. It's not the most expensive one, but it works good. So I take my counter, my whatever, and I wet it with a wet rag. 1 piece of handy wrap out. This isn't cooperating at all, so let me try and get that out. And when you think you have enough, slice it off. You don't need flour. You don't have to worry about anything sticking. Get it on. Stretch it out. The water will hold it. And then you're going to have one ready. And if you think it's a little short, and this looks like it might be, I'm just going to take another little piece and add it to the bottom. There is no exact science in making a pie because everybody's pie pan is a different size. I saved an old 8-inch one from Giant Eagle, and it was somebody gave me a pie from there, And it was a great one because it's a smaller one. Everything else I had was 9.5 inches. Okay, now I'm going to take this. I'm going to take a piece of that off and save it for later because I think this will be enough. I'm going to spread it, pat it down. Of course, it does make a mess. I'm going to take the other piece of handy wrap. Put that on the top. And nothing will stick. Nothing's bad to roll. Then it just start to roll. There you go. So happy pie making. And when you get, just check it out and get it to the size you want and keep going. And if that's too short, take it off, move it, and keep going. And you can do 2 pieces on the top if you want. Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you next year, or not.